Hi guys, welcome to the channel. In this video we're going to be doing my first battery build. I've managed to get hold of some reclaimed battery cells. They are 18650 cells, and I'm hoping to create my first e-bike 52 volt battery. In this video you will see just how I've configured the batteries. I've started with the positive at one end, finished with a negative at another end, and I've just basically sequenced them from positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, and so on. I've cut some nickel strips for this side, and in this video I'm going to be showing you just how you could follow these steps if you're building your own battery build as well. And in this video I'm going to be showing you, hopefully step by step, on how I'm doing it. I've watched a ton of videos online, and I believe I can create my own 52 volt battery, and hopefully we'll get this one up and running, and maybe more down the road. I've already cut some nickel strip, and basically if it's your first time doing a battery build, these are nickel strips, and basically I'm just going to line them all up in a sequence here from the positive all the way to the negative, and hopefully you will see the pattern. That may be something you can like copy. So now what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start spot welding. I've got a little spot welding machine here, nothing too fancy. It's a 5000 watt spot welder, and it's by Decrete, and yeah, so we'll see just how good it is. We're going to give a little test run. Always like to give a little test run or something. So we get some nickel strip, and I'll suggest this on any one, just to make sure you're going to get a good bond when you're spot welding to the battery pack itself. So, pair of scissors. Just give that a little trim, and you know, for me, chuck a pair of safety glasses on, can't go wrong, just in case you get any feedback. And a little trick I've seen online was to get a magnet and use a magnet to hold it in place whilst you're doing your spot weld. So I'll show you that trick in a moment. Just going to go in there, and we've got it pumped up to level 6, and we have got a little foot pedal here. And if you can see that, I'll pop it up in the camera so you can see it. Yeah, got a little foot pedal to activate the surge of power. So here we go. The first one looks pretty decent. Second one felt good too. Just shut that down for a moment. So what you want is something like that. That's a decent spot weld, and we'll get a pair of pliers and just see how good that is. So first little test, I'll give it some by hand. That's on there, that is. Second one, I'll give it the old pliers. Yeah, I mean, you can see through that, so that is what I call decent spot weld. That, yeah, that's pretty good. So moving on, I'm going to start laying down my nickel strip on the battery pack itself. As I said, I'm starting from the positive side. What I've done here, I've just trimmed off the edges, so if you can see there, just trimmed it off into a nice little shape, so it's not sharp on the edges there. Last thing I want to do is to contact something else. And here is that little magnet I was talking about earlier. So what you do is hook that up there. I mean, there's a little bit of movement, but it's a lot less than what it was. So like I say, a little bit of movement, but it's holding that in a nice steady position there, ready for spot welding. Let's crank her on. And away we go. I mean, I'm making sure my arms are covered. The last thing you want to do is be resting your arms on the pack itself. So just position yourself nicely. Yeah, I'm not happy with that one. I'm going to go over that one again. Let's turn it up a little bit. Yeah, I'm not happy with that connector there, but let's see. That looks pretty good. I've done 6 spot welds on each one there, so that ain't going nowhere. Don't forget, guys, when you are doing this, make sure you apply an equal amount of pressure downwards as well. Yeah, that one was slightly off there, but yeah, as I say, this is a learning curve, so little by little. Mind your hands as well when you're picking these things up, sharp as hell. Yeah, just a little trim on the sides. Hold her in place. I'm happy with that. I mean, they're pretty good. I'll just show you this first one and then I'll fast forward through the video to show you the rest. So basically all I'm doing is just making sure I'm getting my connections in. These are the ones that are important because everything needs to match up, yeah? Alright, yeah, I'll magnet out. So handy, I'll tell you. If you can do it, please grab yourself some magnets because this makes life so much easier. Just try your best to make sure you aim for the centre of the battery there. On the positive side, it doesn't seem to matter too much. And just keep an eye on the temperature as well of these rods here, because they do warm up, and the last thing you want to do is your finger slip down and touch one when it's red hot. rest them there for a second. So there we go, we're moving on to the second one here. I'm just going to trim that up a tad. And yeah, that's a nice fit. You've got these little triangle type bits on the top where it holds the individual batteries in there, so you can rest them on that, which is a nice, so they don't slip any further, you know. So that's nice. Just move it down a bit. I'm happy with that. Looks good to me. And away we go again. Yeah, I've got a decent amount of spot welds on there. Just remember, guys, keep that pressure applied as well, yeah? I mean, I'm no expert, like I say, it's my first battery build. So, you know, you live and you learn. Believe me, getting to this stage here has not been easy. You know, making sure these batteries are charged up fully to make sure the actual groups match up is quite imperative, it would appear, because the last thing you want to do is have one group that's way up here and one down here. It's going to cause you problems, so that's what I don't want. Yeah. Okay, yep, happy with that. Here we go again, guys. Please excuse me if I'm being slightly quiet, but as you can tell, I'm fully concentrating on this. And, you know, when you pay for all these batteries and the spot welder, the multimeter, and all sorts of stuff, it's not something you can just muck about with. It's quite costly, so the last thing you want to do is waste any money. Obviously you're going to waste some, it's the first time, so yeah, just do the best you can do. Getting carried away with myself there, ready to go. Okay. Right, that's going to be me just demonstrating the first one for you, yeah, and how I've done it. Hopefully I'm doing it right. Let me know in the comment section if you see anything that I'm doing wrong. You know, please comment and let me know, because yeah, I appreciate all advice. Yeah, so as you see, I'll speed this bit up and complete the rest of the series. I go over and check the welds. As you can see, I've now got to do series connections all the way through, which you'll see me do in just a second. Here you can see now we've got the first side done, all spot welded up. And if you'd like to copy something like this, I'll leave it there for a second so you can look at the pattern that I've done. I basically copied the pattern off of another video that I've seen, so I know the pattern is going to be right. And now I'm going to flip the battery over and start spot welding on the other side. Now the pattern on this side is going to be slightly different, and obviously I'll speed this up and you'll see the pattern that is produced on this side. Once we start laying down some nickel strip on this side, the battery will become live, so do be careful. Make sure you don't let a bit of nickel or another piece of metal connect the other positive and negatives together, otherwise you will get a big spark and it will start melting the nickel strip, and you know it can be dangerous. So please take care when doing this. It's a good idea to cover up part of the battery while spot welding on in a particular bit. So you'll see me now place down some cover to make sure we don't have any arcs that jump across or anything like that.
One eternity later.
So here you'll see now all the nickel strip plus the tabs are all in position and spot welded on. Now what we're going to do is on each of these tabs on both sides we're going to solder in it'll make a good contact for the solder, and I'll demonstrate this in a second. And I've just flipped the battery over so you can see all the tabs sticking out on the other side. I know it looks slightly messy, especially towards that end, as I did run out of nickel strip and had to put together some scraps that I had floating around just to complete it really. But I'm showing you the other side because just in case you're going to do something like this yourself, you can see where all the tabs are popping out on both sides. And here you can see I've lifted all the tabs up on purpose because now we're going to put some capped on tape to cover it over and seal it up, and I'll show you in a sec. Trust me guys, getting to this stage was bloody hard work, but managed to get there in the end. Sorry I couldn't film the rest of it, it's just the Insta run out of memory and I would like to download it all, so back to resort, back to the phone, and I thought I might as well just get this all buttoned up, so to speak, as in get all the wires in order so the BMS can do its job. Right, here we've got the indicator light in and we've got the pins exposed. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to scratch the surface of the pins, so when it comes to putting some solder on them, it's a good contact. Right, just to give you a little update, what I've done here, this is the indicator light and this is the positive indicator wire. This is the positive connector and that's the negative connector on the group. I believe these three are positive and those two are negative. So what I've done is just connected the indicator to the first positive. Right guys, after an eternity later, I know I've jumped a few steps here, but I've managed to get it all tucked in, soldered together. I've tested it out, so I'm going to show you the other side as well, just so you think I'm not trying to hide anything. But it might look a bit of a mess, but that's the way I've had to organise it. You know, it's a learning process, and I'm sure on the next battery build it'll be a lot more refined than this. And this is what I've got for now. I'll just show you. I'm going to switch on this side, so the LED indicator should come on, as you can see. Full set of lights, and yeah, fingers crossed, after late night and many hours, yeah, fingers crossed we get this going. I've just got to make a couple of mods here. I've already made some mods inside this casing where I have to take out a bit. I have to take out a little bit more on this one, and hopefully button it up and see how we go. I'll give it a test, so stay tuned. One final look at it before I close it up. I'll put fish paper on that side, as obviously I'd forgotten to put it on there a minute ago, but I'd set it on the side. But yeah, quickly just put some fish paper there for protection. And now, yep, buttoning it up. And there it is guys, my first 52 volt battery build. You can see that? Heavy little sucker. So yeah, gonna go give it a test out, make sure it charges up alright, charges up okay, and see how we do. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you next one. All the best for now.